Hi, my name is Camille Cook, and this is my public speaking presentation of a persuasive argument, and it's on stem cell research. I chose stem cell research because I think it's the most fascinating form of new research that can be developed, and I feel like it's severely underfunded and undersupported, and the means that it can produce for so many people is just fantastic, and it's a shame to see that it's going by the wayside and become such a huge moral dilemma in society today. And I feel bad that many feel like it compromises their value and belief system to be able to be a part of it, or to even talk about it really and have a positive outlook on it. So I'll be discussing in this speech what stem cells are, the different types that there are, the negative connotations surround it, and then examples of how it really can help benefit millions of lives, cure and treat diseases. So you might be asking, what exactly is a stem cell? And based upon the National Institute of Health, a stem cell is an undifferentiated cell. And it has the remarkable potential and ability to develop into any type of cell in the body that it needs to be, based on the signal that it gets from the body. We all have stem cells inside of us, and they essentially can divide and replenish without limit and go to different areas of the body as they are needed as a type of immune response, which is really helpful. And there's two types. There are embryonic stem cells and adult stem cells. And embryonic stem cells can proliferate in labs after they've been taken as a sample for about a year. And since they're embryonic, when we're developing as a fetus, we're constantly basically made up of 90% of stem cells, because our body is telling us this cell is X and this cell is going to be a brain cell. This cell is Y and this cell is going to be a stomach cell. This cell is Z and this is going to be a heart cell. Different cells like that, and they're all stem cells. So our greatest resource is in embryonic stem cells. However, there are difficulty obtaining the stem cells and the means by which they are obtained and the type of research that they're based on. This becomes a moral dilemma. And upon doing research, I found that the Catholic Church was a huge naysayer in stem cell research and development, and it was mainly because they just felt like it was absolutely wrong. They felt like it really didn't have any scientific purpose, and based on different sites that I visited and different people that I talked to, they just felt like it was really wrong taking cells from a fetus, especially because most of the types that labs get the cells from are from aborted fetuses. And that brings up the whole issue of abortion, and all the negative connotations that surround abortion suddenly surround stem cell research. And they shouldn't be. They should be completely separated, because one does not lead to another. One is not caused by another. You can do stem cell research through an adult, because the other type of stem cells, which is adult stem cells, they actually are in every single person. So I could donate some of my stem cells to somebody, maybe a family member who needs maybe to regenerate part of their liver. I could donate some of my stem cells to them, or if I have a miscarriage, I could donate my embryo's stem cells to them. Or if I'm pregnant, I can take my embryo stem cells and give them to them to help regenerate a liver. I mean, there's different options for you, but there are negative connotations when you base it only on embryonic stem cell research. Like I said again, they are typically the most thought about and talked about type of stem cells, just because they're this huge uprising and uproar about the morals surrounding them. So I want to talk to you guys about morals for a moment and just kind of contextualize the situation. So maybe if you are a naysayer and you think that stem cell research is absolutely out of the question, maybe you can lend a more sympathetic ear to someone who you might know, might be friends with, and who could be deeply benefited by stem cell research. One of the main areas of stem cell research currently is in diabetes mellitus treatment and cure. I don't know if any of you know anyone who suffers from diabetes. This is mainly type 1 that it cures, but I do. My father is a diabetic, and ever since he was born with it and not diagnosed with it until he was 3, he's had it since then and has mainly been able to keep it under control until he switches insulins. And this posed to be a problem when I was growing up because my dad would go insanely low and into diabetic comas, and different paramedics would have to come on a semi-monthly basis and bring him back from this possibly, ultimately, irreversible coma that he would slip into based on his blood sugar. And with the current use of stem cell research, they're finding that you can obtain a sample of a stem cell, insert it into a person who has diabetes, and it can create islet cells from the pancreas that can produce insulin so that diabetes can potentially be cured. There's no need for insulin, either a pump or injections. Blood sugars don't have to be insanely monitored, and their lives can be completely forever changed. And not just the person who has diabetes, the person who has a mother, a father, a son, a daughter, a significant other. All their lives can be changed, molded drastically by just being able to have stem cells readily available and the research completely completed. This disease could potentially be cured. So I ask you, if it's such a moral dilemma, if someone either donates the stem cells themselves or on behalf of their unborn child embryonically, is it really wrong to want to help millions and millions of people survive diabetes, liver disease, cirrhosis of the liver, kidney disease, cancer? Is it really wrong to say that if we don't need to induce death to obtain these stem cells? We can just take a sample. So basically what I'm trying to say is, if you guys know of anybody who could be a benefit to stem cells, would you hold back your stem cells? Or hold back the research that could potentially increase not only their quality of life, but their longevity? This is my question. Thank you.